Hello, everybody. It is just past 6 o'clock on Friday evening here, and it's time. It's time to talk about what needs to be talked about with Sunday afternoon's game in Green Bay, Seahawks against Packers. Um, I'll say right off the bat, it's tough to really know what to expect from this game. It's an interesting matchup. The Packers this year are no doubt one of the weakest 13-3 teams in NFL history. Their DVOA ranking is bad. Their SRS is bad compared to other 13-3 teams. They have real problems that most 13-win teams do not have. But this Seahawks team is probably one of the worst 11-win teams in NFL history. They have a roughly even point differential. They played in a ton of close games. Both teams probably had unreasonable amounts of luck in close games. This Packers team is probably an 11-win team that happened to win 13 games. This Seahawks team is probably a 9-win team that happened to win 11. So both teams have weaknesses and problems that you would not expect from a team with as many wins as they have, but that might cancel out. I'm not saying just because I don't think Green Bay is that good, does that mean that we're going to have an easy game here? Not at all. So this matchup, I can say this. Packers, the run defense is suspect. A lot of teams have had a lot of success running the ball on them this year. Their defense has given up quite a few big plays. And offensively, I don't like the way their offense plays. I don't like their play calling. A lot of dump offs, a lot of screen passes, a lot of check downs. Not the kind of offense I ever expected to see with Aaron Rodgers. They have one great receiver in Devontae Adams, and after that, it gets very thin in terms of pass catchers. Their second best receiver really might be Aaron Jones, the running back. And then they have a bunch of random wide receivers who occasionally make plays, but they're not over the top stellar guys. It's a far cry from the receiving core we typically see in Green Bay. And they have a couple tight ends who are old and very clearly past their primes and not what they used to be. So it's a team with weaknesses, but is this Seahawks team the team to exploit it? Because I feel confident that at some point this postseason, there will be a team that can exploit the Packers' weaknesses, but I don't know if it's going to be the Seahawks team. I was hoping for some good news as this week wore on with the injury report, but I don't know if we got it or not. I was really hoping to come Friday afternoon I would be feeling good about where we were, but Mike Upati probably not going to play, which for as flawed a player as Mike Upati is, he is a great run blocker. He was one of the main reasons why we had so many big running plays this year. He was explosive. He keyed a lot of explosive running plays for Carson and Penny, and without him, which it looks like we are probably not going to have him, and even if we do have him, he's not going to be himself. I'm afraid that our ability to attack the Packers' defensive weakness could be crippled because, you know, in a way, maybe I kind of deserve this because all year long I've been beating the drum of how running backs don't matter. Running backs are overrated. The running game is overrated. And now here we are in a matchup, one of the rare matchups where I'm going to say, I think we should be running the ball. I think we should attack that run defense. And we have a fourth string running back starting, a dude who has like 30 career carries in the NFL, counting playoffs. And then we have two backups who were on the bench, on the couch up until about a month and a half ago. So maybe I deserve this for saying all that because here we are. I want to run the ball. We got no running backs, and our offensive line is a mess. The Mike Upati thing is huge. Dwayne Brown and George Fant are both questionable as well. If they cannot go, then it is doomsday. Then we are talking about Phil Haynes and Jamarco Jones needing to start on that offensive line. So right away, I'm discouraged. We really need Dwayne Brown out there. We also really need George Fant out there because we need to be able to go to six offensive linemen as much as possible in this game, I think. And if we don't have Fant, then it's pretty much impossible. Jamarco Jones is not the same guy when you kick him out wide like that. So that is discouraging. That makes me feel like we might not be able to attack the Packers' run defense, that maybe we don't have the personnel up front to combat a good Packers front four with Kenny Clark possibly in the interior and then Za'Darius and Preston Smith on the outside. And I'll tell you this, if we do not have Dwayne Brown and George Fant, I don't know how this offense is going to be able to produce anything because if Jamarco Jones gets put out at left tackle trying to block one of the Smith brothers, and then you've got a Fetty, and then you've got Phil Haynes and Joey Hunt trying to combat Kenny Clark, then this game could be over before it starts. Just trying to be real. I mean, that is a brutal matchup for the Seahawks. So we need Brown, we need Fant, and my gut tells me that even though the Packers' run defense is their weakness, we might have to win this game through the air, which means we're going to have to be dealing with guys like Kenny Clark, the Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith in the pass rush, which is a task for even our healthy offensive line. And then we have to deal with guys like Kevin King and Jair Alexander in the passing game at cornerback. So, not great, but I have mixed thoughts on that. I will say this: the strength of this team is its passing attack. This team's success ultimately comes down to Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, and DK Metcalf being able to do damage. And even if the matchups do not favor them, even though we're playing this game on grass where Wilson famously struggles to play sometimes, I don't mind this team season coming down to whether or not Wilson, Lockett, and Metcalf can do work against a good pass defense because you got to go down with your best soldiers. And for whatever it's worth, the Packers, while they have a good pass defense, they have given up quite a few big plays this year. So maybe we can hit some stuff over the top with Lockett and Metcalf. We're getting Malik Turner back, which I think is significant. We're getting Jerron Brown back, which I'm not going to say is a big deal, but it's good depth because we need that right now. And I don't know what to expect from this offense. And I'm going to be biting my fingernails waiting to see who we actually have suit up for us on Sunday. And I'll tell you right now, if we go to war with Jamarco Jones and Phil Haynes and Joey Hunt on that left side of the offensive line, I almost don't want to watch our offense play because it's going to be gory. But if Brown and Fant can go, I think we have a chance. I think we have a chance to hold up in the pass blocking, make some big plays down the field, and do enough to at least challenge the Packers. So as for our defense, I'm still not drinking the Kool-Aid on this defense. I don't think this defense is very good. Even against Philadelphia, where I thought they did some decent things, obviously, they were able to get some sacks. They were able to hold the Eagles out of the end zone. I still was not overwhelmingly impressed with them. And this week, even though we are playing a much lesser version of Aaron Rodgers than we are typically accustomed to, he's a lot better than Josh McCown. And you got to believe that if we give him red zone opportunities like we gave to Josh McCown, he's going to get the ball in the end zone. That's plain and simple facts. What else can we expect? So what I would like to see from this game is some turnovers. I know Aaron Rodgers, even this weakened, lesser version of Aaron Rodgers, is very good at not turning the ball over, but we have not had a turnover in 3 games. So we are due to take the ball away a couple times. We need some good things to happen. And if we do not force at least a couple turnovers in this game, I don't know how we win it. So if it's forcing fumbles, it's forcing fumbles. If it's picking off passes, picking off passes. We have Quandre Diggs back, and he's been ready to go and he played last week and he looked fine. So that's encouraging at the least. That's the linchpin to our defense at least being decent. But are we going to be able to stop this Packers offense, which, limited though it may be, I mean, Josh McCown was able to move the ball up and down the field between the 20s. If we do that against Aaron Rodgers, we're going to pay for it. Josh McCown couldn't make us pay for it, but Aaron Rodgers could. I'm not totally trusting our defensive line to be able to get to him. I like our secondary against their pass catchers, but they're not going to be able to hold up for 5-6 seconds every play. So I need Clowney to have a good game. I need Rasheem Green to have a good game. Ziggy Ansah questionable, which he's a warm body, which actually is kind of a big deal right now, but he's certainly not a great player. Big deal here, Quentin Jefferson questionable. If he's out, I don't know what the hell we do. We are running out of players on that defensive line. And also Marquise Blair questionable, not a huge deal in a game like this. But get me a new strength and conditioning coach next year for the love of God, because this guy can't keep anybody healthy. All right, that's my thoughts on this game. I will see you guys after the game Sunday night. Go Hawks. The opportunity is there for us, guys, and in a way, I feel blessed that this team has gotten this far and actually has an opportunity to win a game for the NFC title next week because, quite frankly, this team has flaws. This Seahawks team is a flawed team with problems. The fact that we are here with this opportunity is something that I'm grateful for and something that, quite frankly, I appreciate a lot. So, go Hawks. See you later. Let's get it.